Being a prankster can get you killed. This is Story Arcs. I'm Ark. And this is about the time that we got chased by what I consider an axe murder. So growing up in the hood, one of the favorite things that you do is you wait for Halloween. And when Halloween is coming around, you go and you get yourself a dozen eggs. Some guys will get 2 dozen eggs. It all depends on how much funds you have. And you take those eggs like a week or two, depending on how mean you are, and you put them in your sock drawer and you let them sit there. And so on Halloween, what a lot of dudes would do is when kids came out of school, they'd spray neat on their heads. It removes hair. So they'd spray neat on people and their hair be falling out and all this kind of craziness. But the crazy one to me was that you would hit dudes with these spoiled eggs and they couldn't get the smell of spoiled eggs off of themselves for like days. And so it was just a thing that we would always like take a dozen eggs, drop them in the drawer for a week or so. And then on Halloween, it was just like egg war. It was like World War III, but eggs. All over the place. All you saw was egg stains, egg shells, eggs all over the place. So people knew if you didn't want to get hit with an egg, you stayed in your house on Halloween. So that was just a regular thing. As a teen, this was every single year. All we did was have these egg wars. Remember, I was talking about dudes from different parts of the projects, north, south, east, and west. We'd all be fighting each other. There would just be like millions of eggs flying through the air, just hitting everybody. It was crazy. We didn't care who you was. The dog got hit. Your mom got hit. Everybody got hit. There was this one year we were out there and there was a McDonald's a block up from where I lived. So there was a McDonald's and there was a bowling alley. And they were across the street from each other and they were both a block away from the projects. So that's where we regularly ate. That's where we would go to bowl. That's where we ended up fighting these black belt kids and all this kind of craziness that would happen over by the bowling alley. There was always some drama at the bowling alley. This Halloween, we go over there and we're like, yo, the McDonald's, they got a manager that we don't like. This dude's always giving us a problem. Let's go over there and light this dude up with some eggs. So we go up to the McDonald's and we just start bombarding the McDonald's with eggs. Boom, 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 boom. Like every window on the McDonald's, because it had 4 sides to the building and 3 sides were like all glass, right? So we just lit them windows up. We were trying to see if we could get an egg to go through the glass. That's how hard we was throwing them eggs at that window. They came out and they're like, yo, stop throwing eggs. What you doing? Whatever. And we lighting them up, getting their uniforms, making these uniforms filled up with eggs. And then after a while, they're like, we calling the cops. So they called the cops. And there's like a lot of us. There's 40, 50 kids all together throwing eggs. So then the cops came. They sent 1 patrol car, bro. And while we're waiting for the cops to come, because they're like, yo, we waiting for 5-0 to come. We're going to wait for 5-0. We bombed up the windows on the bowling alley because it was all glass windows as well. So we just bombed up the bowling alley. Then the cops show up. So when the cops show up, they roll up in their patrol car, all slow, thinking they're going to make us run away. And so we started acting like we were leaving. We were walking down the street. And then all of a sudden, we just said, all right, get them now. We all turned around. We just started bombarding the cop car with eggs, dude. They couldn't see out the front window. It was crazy how many eggs we hit that cop car with. So then they turn their lights on and they like getting out the car and they come and run after us. And just imagine 2 dudes trying to run after 40 teenagers. You know what I mean? It's like crazy. You ain't catching nobody. So we all took off. So then from where we were to where we had our encounter, it was probably like a mile away. So we go back to where the projects are and we walk about a mile north of the projects. And when we're walking up the street, we just hitting random cars with eggs. Boom, 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 right? We got about a mile away and we're just walking down the street, throwing eggs at houses, putting eggs in the mailbox, all this kind of craziness. And then we hit this one, like, it was like a sports car. I remember it being a sports car. We just bombarded this car, hit it up with the eggs. And out of the car, dude, comes this big black cat. And as he comes out, he's like, I'm gonna get y'all, you know? And we start hitting him with eggs. And he's like, yeah, all right. And he pops his trunk. So he pops his trunk. We're like, yo, what's this dude gonna do? He's gonna pull out like a shotty? Yo, be careful, right? My man pulled out the biggest axe I've ever seen. It was humongous. So he pulls out this axe and he starts running after us. But old boy was fast. He looked like he was a running back for the New York Jets or something. My man was quick. He was running after us and we was like, yo, he's coming to kill somebody. He's like, I'm gonna kill y'all. He was in pure rage at that moment, right? Because not only did we hit his car with the eggs, but then we hit him with the eggs. The whole time he was going to his trunk. Then while he opens up his trunk, eggs is falling into his trunk. It was crazy. We all start running and we get about a block away. And when we get about a block away, I seen old boy running and dudes were screaming behind me, but I didn't know why they were screaming, but it wasn't like, hey, yo, watch out. It was girls screaming, you know what I'm saying? Ah! And so, wait a minute, bad stuff is happening behind me. So there was a whole bunch of homes on both sides of the street. And on the sidewalk that I was running on, there was this particular home and it had these really big bushes. So bro, everybody was running. Now it's every man for himself because there's an axe murderer coming after people. And I just jumped behind the fence of this home and I stuck myself underneath one of these huge bushes. And I just waited there. And everybody's running, everybody's screaming, it's all crazy, right? And I just stayed there, hidden in this bush for 20 minutes until I knew the dude was gone. When I heard his car drive off, then I was like, all right, I think it's safe now. And sure enough, when I came out, there was still like kids scattered coming out from underneath cars and coming out of other house bushes and stuff like this. We started to regroup. And old boy was still driving through the neighborhood. And every time he drive, we like duck behind the cars and stuff. And then we made our way back home. And we told this crazy story about we got chased by an axe murderer, bro. Because I tell you, I believe that if a dude had caught somebody, he would have killed somebody with that axe. More of the story is mischievousness can get you killed.